everyone, welcome back to Art a la Carte, and today I'm going to show you how to draw a basic dragon. Now I have done a video on how to draw a cartoon dragon, so this video will be a little bit more kind of on the realistic side. But usually the categorizing of dragons are two types. Eastern dragons and Western dragons. Eastern dragons are more of the Chinese or Asian kind type dragons that look more like serpents. Western dragons are the kind of dragons you would see like in knights and castles and kings and all that stuff. They're more of like the dinosaur based dragon. So we're going to look at a basic Western dragon. So I'm first using some different shapes to kind of build in my dragon as to what I want it to look like. And again, because these are so wide variety of types of dragons, you can change any of these, making these circles larger or smaller. That's what's really fun about these. But I'm going to build it in kind of like I would do maybe a dog or a horse, where I'm building these shapes in. So I'm putting a circle kind of shape for the head, circle for the chest, and a circle for the rump. I'm going to make the body itself a little bit more reptilian. So instead of just having the neck connect, I'm going to have it kind of swoop up and kind of crest over. And I'm going to have the same thing with the backbone. I'm going to raise the backbone up and kind of keep its body a little bit thinner than it would be for a normal animal. And then I'm going to go and add in my legs. And again, you can make your legs longer or shorter. I'm going to make mine about that long. I'll put my other leg right in here. And then I'm going to bring my back legs in. And again, I'm keeping the same kind of anatomy of a horse or a dog. So it kind of comes, bends, comes back to the back of the leg and bends down around. And then I'll put my back leg kind of coming back like this. And then of course I want to give it a really good tail. So I'm just going to kind of sweep my tail in around. Now, of course, if you are a dragon fan, as I am, you're probably getting excited for the upcoming Hobbit movie, where we get to actually see Smaug. I am so excited. So, it's going to be kind of, not really Smaug, but a Smaug-like dragon. Alright, so I'm going to begin to now flesh out my dragon a little bit, and a little bit more meat to his bones, and I want him to be really kind of a muscular dragon. So I'm going to give him some nice muscle tones right there, or not make him really skinny and scrawny, and kind of come down to his feet there and kind of give some good muscle here. And again, I'm just sketching really lightly. I'm going to go back and clean this all up. I'm just going to get the feel of how my dragon's going. And bring that down around, and then swoosh his tail. Now as his tail gets out towards the point, I'm going to have it get skinnier until it comes to that nice little point. So it gets thicker as it goes back. I've always liked movies with dragons in it. Of course, my favorite, I think, all-time dragon movie is How to Train Your Dragon, and I am excited about the new How to Train Your Dragon movie coming up. So if you have a favorite dragon movie or a dragon, leave it in the comment box below so I can know what dragons you like. But Toothless is definitely one of my favorite dragons. So I'm going to bring these down into feet. I might change them up and add a little bit more clawed foot. The fun thing about dragons is you can mix so many elements of different types of animals into your dragon. You can keep it very reptilian. You can make it a little bit more like mammals, like a big cat. Lots of just fun things you can do with your dragons. And there's just no two dragons that are exactly alike. So I'm going to give him a nice jaw. His mouth will be open. Kind of a smaller upper or lower jaw. A nice big powerful upper jaw. Kind of almost giving him kind of a dinosaur head. I'm going to thicken his neck up a little bit because he would have to have a thicker neck to be able to support his gigantic noggin. Now this is where it gets kind of fun. You've kind of got his base built in there. Now I can start adding in some of the details that's going to make him unique and different from other dragons. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to erase the lines that I don't need anymore so that I don't have to worry about doing that later. Okay, so I have him pretty well cleaned up, and now let's go ahead and add some details. So some fun things to think about for detail, of course, is your wings is the main big thing. Lots of different dragons have different types of wings, but I'm going to give him the kind of the basic kind of dragon bat wing, and it's going to come from his shoulder. So you have to build up a good connection to his shoulder. I'm going to draw the bone structure first. So I'm going to bring a line out here for the top part of his wing. And it's going to bend here and come back because his wings are folded. So I'll have it come back in like this. And then it's going to kind of fold out. And you'll see I'm kind of using the side of my pencil kind of for a little bit of effect right there. I'm going to go ahead and lay in some other bones that are going to help give some support to his wing. And don't be afraid to overlap his wing down over top of his body. You overlap things on your drawing, it helps tie everything together, keep it all very looking like it's similar. Now I'm going to do the webbing in there, and because he's kind of an old dragon, you can add a little bit of fraying to the webbing there. You see little battle scars or something. And you don't want to have the wing come just straight back up to a point here. It almost will connect down maybe a little bit further on his shoulder. And maybe there might even be another little support here coming down to connect into. But you want to make sure that when he stretches his wings out really well, that it would look like it could carry him, could carry his weight. All right, now I can kind of build up that main wing bone right there. So you kind of really see how that connects into his body, kind of add a little bit more muscle around there. And we'll kind of go up here. And you don't have to make it in a really straight line. If you kind of add a little bumps and textures to that, just adds a little characteristics to it. You could do it at the top here, kind of like on a Batwing, they have this little kind of claw. And you could almost give him that kind of claw as well. So that as he's flying around, he can grab onto some different like crags of walls or sides of castles and things like that. He can hold on with those little claw things right there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of shading in his wing coming down here. And if you find yourself kind of getting a little bit stuck on that, just move your paper around a little bit and you can kind of get your hand to go over your paper in a different direction. A little trick. Your paper doesn't have to be stationary. You can flip it all the way around so that you get the best movement for your hand, because your hand naturally goes in this direction. So to go like this is a little bit harder and it takes a lot more practice. So if it is easier for your hand, flip your paper around so that you can get that nice flow, to the natural flow that your hand wants to go to. I'm going to have my wing darkened in. Now I'm just going to add just a little bit of darker color in between the ridge bones, the support bones that are in there, just to kind of give them a little bit more definition. And for those of you who are wondering, I get asked a lot what pencil I'm using. Today I'm using a 5B, so it's a little on the darker side. But I knew I was going to do a lot of shading with this drawing, so I thought I would use a darker pencil for that. Alright, so now let's look kind of at his head. And you have to decide if you want your dragon to be armored, like you'd have kind of more like an armored scaling, or if you want spikes, or if, you know, horns, or what kind of things you want. So I'm going to put right in here, I'm going to put in kind of a horn, kind of coming out the back of his head here, and I'll put another one over on this side. Just like that. So on his eye ridge here, I'm going to kind of almost give a little bit of a kind of a horned ridge there, and maybe some little bit of horns on his nose. And I'm going to bring his eye down, very sleek, and I have it get kind of larger towards the back here. The actual eyeball itself is still circular right there, but I'm just going to kind of have it fade out over there. I'm going to put his actual eye in. I'm going to give him very reptilian kind of eye there. and just shade it in just a little bit. So thanks so much for drawing with me and for drawing your dragon. I would love to see it. Please post your pictures on my Facebook page. The link is in the description box below. If you're not already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of my other videos. And if you are a subscriber or just visiting, please hit me with a comment so that I can know that you enjoyed this video, or thumbs up, all that fun stuff. Thank you again, guys, so much for drawing with me. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you next time. God bless you guys. Bye-bye.